Warframe has a so-called shadowy Riven Mafia. I mean, let me just say that again. Warframe has a so-called shadow Riven Mafia in-game. Think about that for a second. I mean, what the ever-living fuck? These guys are apparently dedicated to ripping Warframe players off in trade chat, getting the most platinum that they possibly can from unsuspecting players. So this community never ceases to amaze me. So what's this all about? Okay, buckle up because this might be a long one, and it definitely shows the type of ego trip at least one Warframe player was on. Now for Warframe, there is a very helpful outside website that you may or may not be familiar with called Semlar. Linked in this description. Check it out because it is very useful. It has a lot of very helpful tools on this website which will help Warframe players out immensely. There is a Riven calculator to show you whether you've gotten the best stats or not for that Riven. There is Kitgun and Zaw builders to help you set up your perfect weapon and show you the type of sustained DPS that you can get with that build and so on. There is also maps of the Plains of Eidolon and Orb Vallis showing resource locations, how much standing for certain fish, the types of fish and so on. The projects on his site, you get the idea, are very useful. But one section of Semlar's website is dedicated to Riven trading and of course Riven prices, and this is the section that some of these traders are not really happy about. Now for this section of the website he has used several tracking accounts in game which take account of and track Riven prices in trade chat and give players the average price of Rivens for certain weapons on his site. So it basically tracks the region trade chat and it gives an average price on his website of Rivens over the last few hours, basically regulating the market's prices so that you don't get ripped off. As an example, if you wanted to buy an Arca Plasma Riven, you could just check his website out. You would get the average price that Arca Plasma Rivens was selling for over the last few hours and have a good starting price to barter a trade with another player. You'd know that you could start at 700 because that was the average price, as opposed to someone in trade chat just telling you that it was going to cost you 5,000 for that Riven, when that's really an inflated price. So you could bargain from that 700 upwards. But like I said, this Warframe group of sweaty traders who have more or less cornered the majority of the market on Rivens, which I still don't like the idea of Rivens, but these guys have cornered the market on it and they sell them for stupidly high prices, ripping players off in the process. These are the guys who will message you back in trade chat with just one word: offer, whenever you inquire about a Riven that they are selling, and apparently they think that they own the trading game. It's their playground and they call other players insects. So don't come between them and their precious platinum or they will report you, try to get you manually banned because they have apparently got that authority, and then proceed to message you to let you know that they hold all the power and to cease and desist from interfering with their imaginary livelihood. Fucking Nigerian lottery. Now they also run their own clan called the Riven Dealers, and they have a Discord server which tracks Rivens, so make sure and look out for this Riven Dealers clan because chances are you're getting ripped off. So because they are unhappy with how Semlar's Riven tracker kind of helps players out in the market, they went ahead and reported both of his tracking accounts to DE, and apparently it's in a foreign language which Rebecca is looking into at the time of me making this video, and it basically brought down the Riven tracker on Semlar's website. And at the time of making this video, both of those trackers are still down. And because of this, it means that these sweaty traders are now free to rip Warframe players off again, which is basically you guys. And it's all kind of crazy. Like, the whole fucking story is crazy. Now, I know Semlar, like I said, is in contact with Digital Extremes to resolve this issue, and hopefully they will fix it over the next few days because his website is incredibly useful, and the Riven tracker is probably one of the best parts of it because it does stop new players and existing players from getting ripped off. Now, there are several Reddit posts dedicated to this whole topic. I will leave them linked in this video's description. But the way the guy, I think he was called the Faceless Dealer, went about trying to ban Semlar or his accounts and make his Riven tracker go away is bloody crazy. I mean, bragging about it on his own Discord, calling other players insects, saying that he owned or ran the trading market, calling unsuspecting trade players idiots and dumb. And to top it all off, he then decided that he was going to message Semlar himself, because he was on that ego trip, just to let him know that his bots now slept with the fishes and that the Faceless Dealer was the one responsible. And this is that conversation, which you can see on Semlar's Patreon. So he goes on to tell Semlar that his tracking bots were impressive, but that he simply couldn't allow it to continue because it was a nuclear bomb to the trading community, and that bots have no place in the trade market, which is kind of crazy because these traders themselves, like I said, run their own Discord server that has a bot on it for the sole reason of sniping the perfect Rivens based off of their stats from trade chat, getting them for lower prices and then going on to sell them for insanely high prices to unsuspecting players. So apparently bots have no place in it unless it's them that are getting the use of those bots. In another conversation with this guy, he explains why he did what he did to Semlar's website. Apparently it ruined the trading process by making trading take no skill, so he decided he was going to put an end to it. Trading, he said, has to stay in the Stone Age era without the help of a bot. Again, which is crazy because their Discord has a bot, or makes use of a bot, to get the best Rivens possible. So he decided that he wanted to put an end to new players getting good Rivens with the help of Semlar's website, and him and his Riven Traders clan basically want new and dumb players to not get a free pass on good Rivens. So he goes on to say that players need to learn to become good traders, learn the value of Rivens without the help of the bot or without the help of the Riven tracker on Semlar's website. So in short, it was stopping him and others from charging high values of platinum for certain items and making a killing in profit. These guys hold the majority of Rivens in game. They run the market, and Semlar's tracking was messing all of that up. Now, these players are a huge reason for Riven prices being stupidly high, especially on PC. No Riven, in my opinion, and most veterans' opinion, is worth 10,000 platinum, but greed is what it is, and at some point Digital Extremes themselves will need to implement something similar to what Semlar does, or even better, incorporate Semlar's website or his tracking stuff directly into the game and put it on a console somewhere in our orbiter. Even commission him to work on it for the fucking game, because prices in trade chat have skyrocketed and they are ridiculous. Now, like I said, this is an ongoing discussion between Semlar and Digital Extremes, and hopefully it will get resolved very soon over the next few days, because his Riven tracker part of his website is incredibly useful. But the guy who tried to get him banned, I guess, pulled a bit of an ego dick move, thinking that he was going to get the website taken down and everything would just disappear. But that's not the way the internet works, is it? Normally when someone tries to make something like this go away, something that they don't like, it has a tendency to blow up in their face, and this is a good example of that happening. I mean, come on man, you messaged Semlar himself just to stroke your own fucking ego, to make sure that he knew that it was you that brought his trackers down. And then you follow it up by bragging and gloating on Discord servers, and none of those discussions shines a good light on you. Now, everything that I've shown in this video, the discussions, the Reddit posts, the images, will all be linked in this video's description. Let me know if you use or agree with Semlar's website and the Riven trackers, and just if you're going to question the whole bots being against the terms of service, there is an exception for this, and it is whenever Digital Extremes themselves allow it to happen, and there are multiple Discord bots doing exactly what Semlar does and tracking Rivens and tracking other trade items, and Digital Extremes seem to be fine with it, or they've been fine with it for the last year or two anyway, because it is helping the Warframe community out immensely. So if if his bot was breaking the terms of service, then so is every other bot being used right now, including the one being used by these Riven traders. So let me know what you think of all of this madness in the comment section below. The messages, the ego, the Riven market in general. I do agree, or I do think, that Digital Extremes themselves need to implement something to regulate trade, but what that might be, or if they ever will, I guess we'll never know. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.